What's up, guys? It is August 14th, 6:39 in the morning, and I am going to the gym. Gonna do chest, shoulders, and biceps, but chest and shoulders is gonna be more of like a accessory day for both of them and kind of just work on shaping the muscle and not any heavy pressing. And then I'm just gonna do some biceps, and this will be my last workout for about 4 or 5 days. I'm gonna take a little break from weights.
Was a boy who was a dreamer, and he flew so high and proud. In a world full of people out, cut his young ass down. No one ever understood a single word he said, and it cast him to the wolves when he wasn't well and fed. Boys, we've got a riser in our midst. He will get the last lap, it's the last thing he did. And he used to roll around in that red dirt mud, but now he's skipping town in that.
I just finished my workout. It was a great workout. Now I'm eating banana, and then I'm taking a shower. After that, we're gonna have my first meal. So it was pretty good. I'll throw up videos, and I will throw the full workout on the screen so you guys can screenshot it. All right, guys, for the first meal, we have some rigatoni alla vodka with some sausage, and then a Stop and Shop sandwich, but I took off all the cheese. So the macros here aren't great, but they aren't too bad either. As you can see, I am sometimes strict with my eating. Other times I just like to eat. So yeah. Okay, guys, it is now 10:15. I have to be at work for 11, but before work, I'm going to eat about 8 ounces of ground beef, just ground beef, nothing else, no cheese, no tortillas, nothing else, just 8 ounces of ground beef. And then for lunch at work, I'm definitely either going to have buffalo chicken tenders that are like fried or grilled tenders with buffalo. We'll see, with buffalo sauce. We'll see what I do. But anyways, I pretty much have finish up everything that I had to do today, other than go to work, obviously. But I got my workout in. I posted one video on TikTok. I posted a short on YouTube, posted a reel on Instagram, and I edited one video. That was it. I didn't even finish it. I edited like 75% of it, but I've done a good amount so far. And then here's the message for today. So I'm going to talk about recovery. Recovery is so important. I think I said this in the beginning of the video. I'm going to take a few days off from the gym, probably 3 to 5 days, probably 4, and probably 4 days. And the reason why is because I know that it's necessary. And I just want to talk about the signs, how important recovery is and the signs that show us that we need to spend more time on recovery. So first, recovery is the only way that you're going to grow. Recovery is the only way that you can perform to your full potential, and the only way that you can perform at your true potential and your true ability. If you aren't recovering and recovering properly, then you are constantly going to be in an overtrained state, a state where your body cannot function properly, where it cannot produce the hormones that you need in order to grow. And you're going to be depleted, you're going to feel low energy, you're going to be messed up mentally, you're not going to feel good physically, and you're probably going to get injured. And that's just the truth of the matter. We need to recover properly to give our body time to grow, to rest, and to replenish, to come back full. And now we'll talk about some of the signs. So some of the signs that you are not recovering properly. 1, you're looking bloated even though you're eating exactly the same. You're looking or feeling bloated even though you're looking exactly the same. Over the last 3 days or so, I've been looking pretty bloated. Yes, I was just on vacation, but that's not why, because I wasn't eating that bad, and I came back 2 days ago, started right back hammering my diet. I was actually in like a 1,500 calorie deficit the first day I came back because I wanted to just drain myself basically of all the food that I ate. And not that I was eating bad food, it was just really high fat, and there was a lot of cheese and butters mixed in because we were going out to eat and everything. But anyways, I was back on my diet: grilled chicken, ground beef, banana for potassium to soak up everything basically, eating an avocado a day, some eggs, a little bit of granola, and that's pretty much what I eat, and some yogurt, but I didn't even have yogurt. But I'm just saying, that's pretty much my diet, right? And 2.5 days of doing that, and I look bloated. I don't feel as good, and I just like feel bloated. I feel slow. I feel a little bit foggy. That's a sign that I need to take a step back. I usually take between 4 and 7 days off from the gym about once a month. So after every 3 weeks, I usually take off between 4 and 7 days. That just works for me. I especially needed to do that when I was running. Now that I'm still recovering from my knee, and I can't run, I don't feel that it is as necessary, but I still know that it's necessary. And it's August 14th right now, and I have not taken a little break from the gym in about a month. So makes sense why I feel like I need one now, right? I'm also pretty tired. Like right now, I might seem like I'm not that tired, but I have pretty low energy. I can even see it in my eyes. Like I need rest, to be honest. And I'm not as strong in the gym. I'm still relatively strong, but not as strong as I usually am, according to my last 3 or 4 good workouts, intense workouts, I guess. Also, if you have a Garmin, you can easily monitor this in different ways. For example, my resting heart rate over the last 7 days has been 51. Now, the 7 days prior, I cannot look at what my resting heart rate was, but I'm pretty sure it was about anywhere from 44 to 46. I think it was 46, but there were a lot of nights where I was in like the 42 to 44 range. But those were individual nights, not a 7-day average. But I remember not this last week, but the week before. So yeah, 2 weeks ago, I guess. But anywhere from 7 to 14 days ago, my resting heart rate was occasionally hitting 41 and 42 at night. I think there was one night I hit 40, right? But over the last few days, my resting heart rate has been pretty elevated compared to normal. And it was at 55 2 nights in a row. That's when I was on vacation, so there were different reasons for that. One, I went to bed at like 2 a.m., 2:30 a.m., which I normally go to bed by like 11:30 at the latest. And then also obviously not eating as good, little stressed out from travel and everything and whatever. But now since I've been back home, we're at 50, 48, 49. So my resting heart rate is still a little bit elevated. Now, obviously you can only check this if you have some type of heart monitor or a watch that monitors your heart rate. But that is, just an example of how we can see that we're overtraining. Number 2, stress level. If you have a watch that monitors stress level, I know not everybody has this again, but over the last few days, my stress has been pretty elevated. Overall, the average isn't too bad. The average is right at about medium to low stress. However, I keep going through periods where my stress is very high. And of course, when I'm working out, it's a no-brainer that my stress levels will be a little bit higher, just because of the stress that I'm putting on my body and how my heart rate is fluctuating. However, I keep going through periods during like the middle of the day where my stress is really elevated, and it might only be really elevated for a short period of time, but that is something that I don't normally experience. So when I see that, it's, a sign that there's something not going properly. And the final metric, now I know that these are all metrics, but still, the final metric, HRV. My HRV usually ranges between like about 65 and 75. My 7-day average HRV right now is 53. So there's a great sign that we are not recovering properly. Actually, on Monday, my HRV was 44. Sunday was 46. And then the last 3 days, it's been 55. My average for the day. And my HRV last night was 55. I just said that, but it got to a low of 19, which is pretty bad. So yeah, and obviously we could base it off of our sleep too. My sleep hasn't been amazing over the last few days, but yeah, so these are just the metrics that we can use if you have something that monitors those. Those are the metrics that you can look at. For HRV, we want to fall anywhere between, I say 60 on the low end. My watch does say 55 to 83, I think. But I want to fall anywhere between 65 and 75. I guess 60 and 75 because there's some variance. But you don't want to be too far low. You don't want to be too high either, but you definitely don't want to be too low. So those are metrics that show that your body's not recovering properly. And take metrics with a grain of salt. They aren't the end all be all, but they can definitely show a lot. But general feeling is, you don't feel as high energy. You feel that you're relying on stimulants like caffeine or whatever else you have, and you just don't feel as strong in the gym. You look and feel bloated, especially when you start to feel bloated. Like, I feel really bloated over the last 3 days. That's how I know I'm not recovering as good as I should be. And that's pretty much it, guys. I guess that was a lot. I just wanted to talk about recovery because recovery is so important. So take pride in your recovery. Value recovery as much as you value your workouts, because if you don't value recovery, then your workouts are never going to be of benefit to you. So just work hard, recover well, and keep going. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching.